Welcome, welcome. I have Rule 6 coming up here. And I also have, we're going to be doing some neck strengthening, which I know I need, and also a little bit more core strengthening, but also some side body work. So anyway, grab a hold, let's go. So rule number 6 is, there is no better than here. When your there has become a here, you will simply obtain a there that will look better to you than your present here. Many people believe that they will be happy once they arrive at some specific goal they set for themselves. Whatever your there is, you may be convinced that once you arrive, you will finally find the peace you have always dreamed of. You will finally become fulfilled, happy, generous, loving, and content. However, more often than not, once you arrive there, you will still feel dissatisfied and move your there vision to yet another point in the future. By always chasing after another there, you are never really appreciating what you already have here. By continuously engaging in a cycle of longing, you never actually allow yourself to be in the present. And I know I was guilty of this long time ago. I would always look for the future and not really live in the present. So you end up living your life at some point off in the future. You only have one moment, the one right here, right now. If you skip over here in the rush to get there, you deny yourself the full range of feelings and sensations that can only be experienced in the present moment. So the challenge of Rule 6 is to live in the present. Spiritual teachers from the beginning of time have struggled with the question of how we can live in the present moment, a challenge that has become particularly difficult in the modern world. It is important to recognize that being human means coming to terms with the age-old drive to look beyond the place where you now stand. On one hand, your life is enhanced by your dreams and aspirations. These are what drive you forward and keep your passions alive, not to mention enable society to evolve. On the other hand, these drives can pull you further and further from your enjoyment of your life right now. In formal education and your job, as well as your private life, goal setting is a necessary skill. There is nothing wrong with wanting to improve your circumstances. Your challenge is to focus on the present and on what you have right now, while simultaneously holding the intention of your future goals. The secret is to dance on the fine line between living in the here and now, while holding in your heart your fondest dreams and aspirations for the future. We all know this to be true, but sometimes we get caught up. We're planning for that baby that's coming, or and the present moment is where it's at. Please close your eyes. Become very present with your mind and your body and your soul for a few moments. Check in with how you're feeling emotionally. How you're feeling physically. You can you feel yourself deep inside, the real you. And please bring hands to heart center. May we all be present with what we're doing in the moment, while also having goals and aspirations, maybe bucket list items for me in the future. We focus on intention, helps much more, enables us to see the beauty and the grace that's always here and around us. We live for the here and now. Please lower your hands, open your eyes. Oh, you're coming down just for me, Artie. Okay. And transition to your backs. And I want you to have a block handy. And this first thing is, I like the block between my knees, but you can put it between your thighs too. And bring your feet. Cat, I don't want your butt in my face. Thank you. So feet flat. And just check in with your core again. So we did this last week. We have the curve. We engage the rib cage, shoulder blades back, long back of neck, extending through the top of the head. So feeling an extension in all parts. And then just go ahead and squeeze the block and let your hips roll to the right and left. Just squeezing the block. This is really good for the SI. You can keep your feet on the floor if you want. Your top foot will probably come up a little bit. Keep the long spine. Keep pressing the head, lengthening. You can maybe go a little further. Keep squeezing. It's really good for everything in pelvis. Good. Now pause and lift the feet and keep going like that. It's harder. Might not go as deep. Try not to use your hands too much. In fact, bring them to cactus. Keep squeezing. Doesn't take much to build heat today. Squeeze the block 2 more times each side. Long spine. Keep the curve. Keep the length. Good, and relax. Take a breath or two. And you can lose the block. Just bring it to the side. I'm going to have you keep your right knee bent and extend your left leg to the floor. And again, engage the core and the length. I especially want you to feel like your chin is, your forehead and your chin are kind of parallel, and you're really pressing the back of your head down. Now, with that really long spine, I'm going to have you lift your right foot up from the floor about 1 inch or 2. And then keep that length in your neck and your core and lift your head just about 1 inch off the floor. So really big neck workout. Shoulder blades feel flat, rib cage feels back. Long spine. I'm sucking my left leg into the socket, keeping it grounded, keeping the hips square. See if you can take 2 more breaths. You don't have to lift the head very far because you're not tucking the chin in this case. And then lower down. You can really feel that relax once you let go. And then switch. So bend the left knee, extend the right leg. Set up your core. Draw the right leg into the socket. Feel the length. Lift the left foot an inch or 2. So feel your core working. So you're working core, but you're also working neck. So lift the neck an inch off the floor. And keep breathing. Sucking the right leg into the socket. If you want to make sure you're not using your arms, you can lift them, but try not to lift the shoulders. Just working the neck today. Right leg into the socket. Keep the curve. Rib cage back. Really engage long back of neck. Extend through the top of the head and release. Oh. Feels like a huge relief if you're paying attention to your here and now, your physical body. Good, let's switch again. So right knee bent, left leg long. And this time we're going to do the same exact thing, only I'm going to have you lift the extended leg as well. So set up first, rib cage back, long side body, long spine, long back of neck, down through the top of the head. Lift the right foot an inch or 2, lift the head an inch, and then maybe lift the left leg. You can lift the arms too if that helps. Remember, you're just working the neck, so don't lift the shoulders. Working your core a little bit more with this leg extended and lifted. Draw the leg into the socket. Keep the hips square. 2 more breaths. And release. Whew. Switch the bent knee. Now you know where we're going. You can move your head side to side a little bit if you'd like. Keep that neck. Really working those neck muscles. I did this yesterday too, so I'm really feeling it today. So set up your spine. I really feel it in my core as well. Lift the left foot, tuck the right leg in, lift the head, lift the right leg. Arms if you want. Lengthen the spine, rib cage back. Keep lengthening, sits bones are back. Really active. Lengthen through the top of the head. 2 more breaths. And release. Hug both knees into your chest for a moment. Roll side to side. I told you we'd get into your neck a little bit. This is so good. I hope that feels okay for your neck, Laura. Can't remember what I was going to do. Okay, now we're going to just get into the core one more time. So keep your right knee hugged in, extend the left leg. This time we're going to add the shoulder so it's more core, and you can lengthen. I want you to keep the lengthened neck. Maybe you can tuck your chin a little bit, but it's not going to be that much. So suck the left leg into the socket, engage the core, stretch your arms up, lift the left leg, lift the head and shoulders, and maybe straighten the right leg. You'll feel your low back press down in this variation. I want you to keep thinking long spine though. Hips are square. Really active feet. And relax down. Switch sides. Hug the left leg in and just enjoy that for a moment. Been doing a lot of Pilates lately, haven't I? But this feels really strengthening to me. So activate the core, extend the arms, lift the right leg, suck it into the socket, lift the head, lift the shoulders. You'll feel the low back press down. Maybe straighten the left leg. Still trying to keep the length through the top of the head so you still feel your neck working, but you feel your core more than anything. One more breath. And release. Roll side to side for a moment. And roll all the way to your right. And come on up to all fours. And just work through some cow cat, just to stretch out what you just did. And if you want to go side to side, you can in each pose. You can feel it in the core. Good. And then pause. Set up your core. So sits bones stay back, rib cage is back. You can make sure your wrists are under your shoulders or a little wider. I like mine just a little bit wider. Extend the right leg. Feel like you're sucking it into the socket to feel really engaged, long through the back of the neck, through the top of the head, and the left arm. Should feel easy after what we just did, hopefully. I want you to think of long through the top of the head. The head's in line with your spine. One more breath. And release. We're just warming up the glutes now. The hamstrings, switch. Left leg. Really make sure your core is set. Right arm. Paying attention to the neck, to the sides of the body. Everything's nice and long. And release. And we're coming, go ahead and take a child's pose just to kind of get off your wrist for a moment. Are you still present? Are you here? Or are you there in your head? Come back up to all fours. Claw the floor. Extend the right leg. Check your core and left arm. And now I'm going to encourage you to keep your right toes pointing down. Keep your side body nice and long, but bring the right leg off to the right and the left arm off to the left. To really work the side body. Toes try to point down. Hold for one more second and release them back to the first. Extended back and forward and then come on down. Well, thank you, Artie, for helping me hold that up. Touch your spine, touch your neck. Engage your clavicles a little wider. Extend the left leg. The right arm. Long back of neck, long through the top of the head. Bring the foot to the side. Try to keep the toes pointing down. Right arm to the right. Left leg to the left. It won't come up to 90 degrees. It's just a core is super strong. Side body really working. Good. Extend them forward and back again. And come on down. Bring your hands forward. Lift on up to downward doggy. A lot of times, just let your head drop in down dog. Keep the armpits lifted, broaden the clavicles. Let the head drop. Good. Now thinking long neck, back of neck, and engage. Draw the chin back and lift the head in line with your arm. Extend through the top of the head. Good. Come forward to plank. Can you still feel that? When you use the back of your head, somehow your core engages more. And lower down. Okay, good. Now turn to your left hip. And wherever it feels like your elbow's in front of your shoulder, that's where I want it. And if this doesn't feel good for you, Laura, I'm not sure what a good modification would be. But your knees are bent. Sorry. You're going to bring the feet behind you just a little bit. So you're going to press into the knees. You're going to keep the clavicle broad. You're going to lift your low rib cage back, and then lift your hips. So you're in side plank, but on your elbow, and then extend your arm. Think long back of neck, extend through the top of the head. Feel the side body working. Maybe extend the arm by the ear. You decide. Keep your head in the same line as your spine. Extend the arm up and release. Good. Switch sides. Turn this way so I can see ya. So remember, shoulders in front of the, or arms and elbows in front of the shoulder slightly. Knees move back, so you're more in a line. You're gonna just press into your knees. Wait, draw the rib cage back. Sit bones back, long back of neck, and then lift. Extend the arm. Think really engage side plank. Feel the knees working. What I want you to feel more than anything is side body working, back of neck working, so you can extend through the top of your head. Maybe extend the arm by your ear. See if that works. Rib cages back, shoulders on back. 2 more breaths. Inhale, stretch the arm up and lower. Good. Come off your elbow for a moment. I'm going to have you do it one more way. So come back to the first side. My arm's at an angle. And you're going to, this time, the bottom leg will be extended and the other leg will be in front. So we're going to do regular side plank. Keep thinking rib cage, sit bones back, rib cage back, long back of neck, and then press into your feet and lift. Side plank. You can add the arm. Broaden the clavicles. Feel that. And then 3 times you're just going to lower your hips and lift back up. See, you're working your side body. Lift. Lower and lift. And then if you want to, you can stack feet. Lengthen up through the top of the head and lower down. Good. Did you feel that? Your shoulders really broadening. Hopefully this works for you, Laura. I'm sorry if it doesn't, but I don't know how to get into the side body other than doing planks, and maybe on your elbow it's a little better, I'm hoping. So switch sides. Bottom legs extended, other legs in front. Set your spine, sit bones back, rib cage back, shoulders back, long back of neck, extend through the top of the head, thrust to your feet, lift up, side plank. See if you can broaden the clavicles a little bit. And then you're gonna lower your hips and lift back up. Stop biting my hair, Artie. Lower, lift back up. Shoulders back, lower, lift back up. And then if you want to, you can stack your feet, side plank. Check your core. See if you're still working it. One more breath and release. Good. Find your blocks and bring them to the front of your mat. Just have them handy. Because mine are all over the place. And come to all fours and then adjusting your hands in place to come to a forward or a downward facing dog. See if you're engaging, lengthening. Just hold for a moment. And then walk your hands one hand width at a time back to your feet and come to a forward fold. And just kind of gaze at your feet. Make sure they're pointing straight ahead. You're using all 4 corners. You're extending the toes, using those for balance. And then maybe sway forward and back a little bit. You can grab elbows if that works. I want you to feel like you're getting a little bit of help from gravity to lengthen your neck. And then sweep your arms and come all the way up to standing. And bring hands to your heart center. I wanted to do a little balance pose and have you just explore how using the neck and the head back helps your core to stay stable when you're balancing. So stand on your right foot. Bring your left foot up to tree pose, wherever that is, either low, medium, or high. And then play with the idea of engaging the back of the neck to come into full tree pose, Vrikshasana. Lengthen up through the top of the head. Pretend like you're trying to extend upward. Trees want to grow upward towards the sun. So you're pressing down, but extending up, and using the strength of your neck to feel your core engage. 2 more breaths. And release. Did it help? I know it helps me. Let's switch sides. Wherever you're placing your foot, you don't have to go high if you don't want to, if you want to just really play with it. And then just find your long back of neck, sit bones back, and come into it. And stay totally here, lengthening up, pressing down, lengthening up. 2 more breaths. And release. Yay, good job. Come to the front of your mat. Have your blocks handy. Now we're just gonna flow a little bit. So inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Really noticing your neck. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. This time, exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Pranam 3 times. So inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Think long back of neck, extend through the top of the head. Pranam again, 2 more times. Last time. And fold. Step your left foot back to deep lunge. Just check your foundation. I'm going to have you move the blocks off to the side for a moment and lower the back knee. Keep the toes curled under because I want you to stay super engaged. So inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, just sweep your arms forward, touch down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, touch them down. Think really long back of neck as you sweep up. Exhale, touch down. And then one last time, inhale, stretch up and hold. Exhale, bring your right hand down by your hip. Check your foundation. Hips stay square. And then you're going to arc to the right. So inhale, think length. Exhale, maybe fold. Inhale, length. Exhale, arc and fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arc. Notice how you come closer and closer to the floor. Maybe your hands reach the floor if you have really long arms like I do, but the key is keeping everything lengthened. Good, stretch up and touch down. Lift the back knee, step back, down dog. Just for fun, let's do a vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. 3 times. Lower. Inhale, cobra. Lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes, push all the way back. Downward dog. Because you guys are so advanced yogis, extend the left leg and step it through deep lunge. Notice your alignment in deep lunge. Really lengthen the back of your neck. Feel that engagement. And lower the back knee. So 3 times you're just going to sweep up. Anjane. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, touch down. And then sweep up and hold. Exhale, left arm down. 3 times. I want you to think spine is set, back of neck is set, lengthening up through the top of the head, and then maybe arc to your left. 3 breaths. And then when you're where you think that's your arc and you feel stable, hold for 1 more breath, and then sweep the arms up and touch down. This time, use the block, lift the back knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands through heart center and pause. You're able to stay present. Maybe you notice your heart rate. Maybe notice your breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Open your eyes. Exhale, fold forward. Pranam. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back first this time to deep lunge. And just kind of make sure you're set up, because we did this last week. I want you to notice the back of your neck more this week. So feel that back leg as your anchor. Inhale, sweep up to crescent. Exhale, touch the blocks. Inhale, sweep up crescent. Exhale, touch the blocks. Just keep thinking core. Inhale, stretch up to crescent. Exhale, touch the blocks. Inhale, sweep up. This time, hands to heart center. Good. Ground the back foot down. Transition to warrior 2. Now, I want you to notice your side body and back of neck. So sits bones are back, rib cage is set, long back of neck, shoulders on the back. A few breaths. Press the feet down. Okay, now we're going to do reverse warrior. So right hand down, left arm up, and then 3 times. Just feel the length through the top of the head. Good. Come back to warrior 2. 1 more breath. Now on your next inhale, straighten the front leg. Check your side body. Check the back of the neck. Think really nice and tall. Lean forward. Come to triangle. Your block's there if you want it. I want you to really notice What's happening with your neck? Can you lengthen it? Draw the chin back, lengthen the back of neck. Keep the chin parallel to what, you don't want to stick it out. You don't want to draw it back too far, it's parallel. So if you were standing up, it'd be parallel to the floor. Bring the arm by the ear. Good, stretch it back up, come back, warrior two. Bring hands to heart center. Now this is gonna be a hard transition and may take you a moment, but you're gonna turn the back heel up, come back to crescent position. Hips have to be square. Really engage to think the neck is what's helping me keep the core. You're going to lean forward, shift your weight to your left foot, maybe take a few steps with the right foot and lift to warrior three. Think length through the top of the head. Helps my core. Your blocks are there if you need to touch down, but everyone touch the floor, lift the right leg up, standing splits, and bring the knee down and come to forward fold. Couple breaths. And then step your left foot back, deep lunge. I like to use the blocks here because then I'm not lowering down as much, but in crescent warrior, set yourself up in deep lunge first. And then really feel the strength of your core and the back of your neck and lift to crescent warrior. Hips are square 3 times on the exhale, touch down. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, touch down. Think the neck really keeps you, I almost fell over. One more time. Back leg is your anchor. Bring hands to heart center. Ground the back foot down, warrior two. Take your time thinking of how I can get the side body, the back of the neck to help me stay really engaged, knees tracking straight. One more breath. Left arm down, right arm up. Think length first, engagement. I have to keep telling myself this won't stay back. If I keep my back knee bent a little bit, I can. Rib cage back, long back of neck, and then 3 times look back. But knee stays bent. Good, back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Re-engage, just think, do I have everything I need to stay strong as I fold triangle pose? Bones are back, rib cage is back, shoulders are back, long back of neck, head's in line with your spine. Maybe arm by the ear for a moment, it's your choice. Twist the arm back up, come up, warrior two. Hands to heart center, hard transition, turn the back heel up, crescent warrior. Make sure your hips are square, you have connection. Think rib cage back, keep the curve, long back of neck, start to lean forward, shift to your right foot, warrior three when you're ready. Lengthen through the top of the head. That's really the key here. And then reach down, touch the floor, extend the left foot up. mini splits. And then make your way to Uttanasana. Forward fold. Try not to work the neck muscles at all in this forward fold. You might have to bend your knees. Let the head hang and lengthen, like traction with the gravity. Good, and then bend your knees and stretch all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Pranam. And forward fold. You can move the blocks out of the way. Step back to a downward facing dog. So coming to side plank side plank. So make sure, for this first one, we might do it several times. Keep your feet at least hip distance. Swivel both heels to the right. Make sure your right hand's in front of the shoulder. Come up to side plank and think, remember what you did before with your rib cage, with side body, with the back of the neck. Extend. Come back to down dog. And move to the other side. Swivel both heels to the left. Side plank. Just see if your head's in line with your spine. If doing it on your elbow is better, do that. Good, come back down. Take a child's pose or sit back on your heels, whichever works better. We're gonna do one more side plank and you can, I know who's on with me, you can either do stack feet or you can even get wild and do more if you want, you decide. Take a little break first. And come to downward facing dog. Come to the little toe side of your right foot, back to your left foot. Check your spine, check your back and neck, everything to help you come to side plank. Extend through the top of your head. Good, down dog, switch sides. Down dog, extend your right leg, step it through, deep lunge. Step your left foot forward. Come down to a deep squat. Feel the work in the side body, in the neck. And then come to your back side. I'm gonna have you do a little hip opener. So I'm gonna sit on my blanket, extend the legs. You don't have to sit on your blanket if you're feeling open. I like to sit on a blanket. It gives me a little bit more room. So you're just gonna bend your right knee, bring the ankle across the knee. Bring your hands to the side to help you. Now I want you to see how if you engage the sides of the body, so think sits bones back, long side body, long back of neck, keep that and widen the knee. So it isolates the stretch right there. And then if you want to, you can fold forward a little bit. Use the back of the neck, extend through the top of the head. Just isolates the stretch. You're bending right at your hip creases. Good. Come back up. Stack knee on top of knee. Hug the heel in. I always keep my foot flexed. I don't know if you can see that. Artie's tail is in the way. Hug that in. Again, set up. I'm pressing my left heel down and right heel hugging it in. Same thing. I set up. I get sits bones back, rib cage back, long through the top of my head. And then I can fold forward with that long spine, and it feels like it isolates the stretch. Don't just hang there. Just think, how can I use my core to help me in this stretch? Feel safer. Take a couple breaths. Good, and then come on back up. Let's switch. Bend the right knee, bring the ankle across. Set your core. So think, the bones are back and grounded. Rib cage is back. Shoulders maybe back. You don't have to work the shoulders in this in your hip opening as much. For me, it feels better if I get some breadth. So I'm widening, long back of neck, extend through the top of the head, and then think, okay, can I open the knee a little bit further? And if you're really flexy, you can fold a little bit. Good, and then pick the knee up, stack it on top of the other knee. Hug the heel in, press the heel down, set your spine, and then fold. Half Gomukhasana. You can engage and lengthen through the top of the head a little more. And then make your way back up. Unwind. Go ahead and transition to your backs. But do the, so move off your blanket and do it. Remember last week how we grounded our feet down? I want you to do that again. Keep your feet grounded. Engage, so get that length. And then keep the length in the spine as you slowly roll down. See how slowly you can go. Keep the feet grounded. Lengthen the back of the neck. Just go super slow. You'll know when you get to a spot where you have to lower down. Hi, party. He always wants to be right on me. I have nobody to share you with today. Hands by your hips, feet right underneath. Set your spine just like we did. And in this, we're gonna do Setu Bandha. This one, I just want you to focus on the long back of neck and pressing the head back so that you can feel there's a curve by your neck, but you're using the strength of your neck to engage your core. So inhale, lift to Setu Bandha. Lift your heart and exhale, lower. Just do that 5 times. Just play with it, thinking how your neck can help you here. I'm focusing on that, and I feel how my core engages more. Want lots of length through the top of the head. Allows my heart to be able to lift. 4. And this last one, 5, hold. Maybe interlace your hands. See if you can press your arms down and get your heart to lift up, but keep the strength in the back of the neck and the rib cage. One more breath. And lower down. Hug your knees in towards your chest. My block. And roll side to side. Bring your feet wide. Arms to cactus. Just do some windshield wipers. You can go fast or as slow as you want. Excuse me. Good. And then pause when you're evened out. Bring your hands by your hips. Stretch your feet up. And just flex and point a few times. Think long back of neck. Press it down and just notice how your core engages. It seems like your legs get longer. Or already hasn't been giving enough attention lately, I guess. Hey, baby. Good. Feel a little release with the blood not pooling in your legs, but coming down into your torso area. And then bend your knees. Go ahead and stretch out for Shavasana. Palms up, if you will. Can you stay present? There's lots of things to focus on besides anything that's running through your head, such as your breath, your heartbeat. Feeling of your muscles letting go and relaxing, especially the neck muscles. Work. Notice if the sides of your body relax. Imagine those little muscles in between the ribs, all the cartilage in there relaxing. The neck vertebrae relaxing, but because the muscles are letting go there. The jaw relaxing. Paying attention to any sensations you're feeling. becoming more and more here and present for your life. As you to continue to relax, I just wanted to share a reading from Frederick Buchner. It says, listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is. In the boredom and pain of it, no less than the excitement and gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. Because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. Feeling your breath in every way possible. Feel it move, hear it, perhaps visualize it, taste it. Feel it as it touches on your nostrils, your trachea, your lungs. And then begin to move small ways. Take your time, transitioning. Draw your knees in, roll to the right. Eventually pushing on up to seated. We bring hands to heart center. Hopefully you feel a half inch taller. I know my neck feels longer. I bow to the beauty and grace within each of you. Namaste. And you too, Artie. So thank you so much for practicing with me today. Stay cool. Hope to be a warm one.